Okay, it says it's being sent to YouTube. There we are. Yep. Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Sheila Karuna. Welcome to New Light Streaming Love. This is live. If you are seeing this on Sassy C or Sheila, it is a recording of this live. Today is Monday, June the 9th, 2025. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, hey? I mean, for reals, man. Okay, so there's a lot going on with me personally. I don't know about you. Um, I feel like each individual of the one uh, has a lot moving, many moving parts in our individually unique moments of now. I think it's from my observation of other beings, um, it feels like a lot is happening for a lot of folks, right? Never more than one can handle. I feel, even no matter what your individual situation is, and you may feel like you can't handle it. I really personally feel for myself, your individual mileage is absolutely going to vary, even though I might think in the moment, oh, I can't handle this. I can. And I think that's part of what we are being offered. I have long felt that ever since I started on this quest of waking up to the truth of who I am, actively searching for information about me, the larger point of existence. Um, One of the biggest things that I notice is that we are all programmed and conditioned. And in the moving through and recognition of said programmed conditions, I also was shown and constantly shown that most of the traumas that we have all been through and experienced in our lives stem from that programmed conditioning that we've had. Wow. And the surrender card that came up is a huge one right now for everyone. I really, just the moment I think that I have let go of this one, it will show itself to me. Surrender your desire to control people. Being over controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. That's good advice no matter what anybody's moving through, in my view. And I trust me when I tell you that I have been, and to some degree still am. See, it's not lost on me. Here I was talking about programming and conditioning and trauma. And I keep being shown that the installation of programming and conditioning actually causes trauma, right? And it just like builds upon and builds upon and builds upon and builds upon, right? And part of this whole idea of controlling people stems from that trauma. In my view, it did for me. As a kid, in situations where uh, everything felt out of control, that's how I developed that need, not just the desire, but that out and out need to control everything and everyone around me. Because I felt like if I could control it, then it wouldn't get so out of whack, right? Wow. Okay, the other card that came out. Oh, wait a minute. I want to shuffle these. I decided, see, I had a choice today. I have a friend coming for lunch today, and I had a choice. I could do some more recording of Jason's work, or I could do a live. I hadn't done a live in a little bit, and so I decided to do a live. Now, I will probably, and I would like to try to do some more recording later on this evening. We'll see. The thing of it is, Jason Gray's work is it causes these activations within my vessel. And to explain how this all works for me, over these last several years, I've come to understand that in some ways I I have been classified as a herald. I was actually told that by a numerologist once, and I was like, and then I had it whispered to me by an autistic child. And I thought that was kind of interesting. An autistic child that didn't know me, that had never met me before that moment, but wanted to hug me and whispered in my ear, "You were born a herald." At the moment, I thought she said hero. What? But no, it was herald. And I think I have figured out what that means. It just means that I am a translator for many. There is something about the toning of my voice when I am nudged to record and share specific things. Apparently, there's a reason. And I've noticed with Jason's work in particular, I came to know not that long ago that I also was I figured out that I amplify. I think we all do amplify particular signals. It just depends on what signal we're carrying or we're pulling through us, if that makes any sense. We transmit signals as much as we receive signals. And so, again, quite by accident and by learning to observe my surroundings and the things that are said, I learned that when I share certain things, for whatever the reason, people understand them better. I actually had somebody say to me, I read that by myself and I don't get it. I don't understand what they're talking about. But if you read it, it's like it gets in here or something. And that was a clue to me. I was one of the many clues that brought it forward for me. That is what was going on. That one? Okay. Oh, Wow. Okay. I cannot unsee this. I just got through sharing with you guys that a local friend who started our Wise Woman Circle is coming over to visit and have lunch today. She is actually on her way. And I shared this with you guys once before. She shared with me that she was to us in our Wise Woman Circle, that she was getting ready to participate in something called a fire dance. And the minute she said it, I could not unsee my reading that I had done here on this channel that very morning. And it it was this card that came out. Now I just got through telling y'all that she's on her way over here. And we wow, there was so much that took place during that weekend for her, for me, synchronistically. My gosh. And the fact that this card just came out. Oh my word. This is too good. Too good, man. I love it when stuff like that happens. See, the to me, the field endeavors, the field, the universe, everything around me endeavors to communicate with me all the time. It does for all of us, I feel. It's just whether or not we are not just paying attention, but observant. There are things that will register, and I don't understand in that moment why it's registering, but I hold on to it. It seems like I will hold on to it. Just like the wow, I just can't. I cannot. That is too good. Fire, tribal fire, sun. Oh my God. That is exactly the card. Fire, tribal fire, sun. Page 18. This is so interesting to me. I cannot wait till she arrives. She's driving right now. Oh my goodness. This is so fun. See, and that's the other beauty thing too for me is that delving into the truth of who we are and paying attention to the field around. Um, yes, sometimes moving through emotional stuff is difficult, but oh, the beauty on the other side of that. Listen to what it says because, like I said, I learned from her that afternoon that she was going to be participating in something called the fire dance. The fires are calling you to gather in ceremony. You are being asked to facilitate a meeting of hearts and minds and spirits. Gather your tribe together as one in nature so that you can honor the fire that lights our solar system, the fire that burns in the heart of the earth, as well as the fire that lives in the heart of all beings. Call together your nearest and dearest and prepare a ritual so that you can pray together and vision together so that together you can amplify. Oh my God, I was just talking about amplification. The creative power of your union and of the sacred fire around which you are gathered. I'm sorry, that's too damn good. Ah, oh my. And the final card, I'm feeling to only do these cards so that I can get ready for her arrival, which really there's nothing to do. I've already done it all. everything that I needed to do. This is card number 40. The 4 is foundation, right? For me, it's what it speaks to foundation. Blessing of Al Hakim. Sell your cleverness and buy bewilderment. Cleverness is opinion. Bewilderment is vision. Rumi. Wow. The gift of wisdom, the blessing of Al Hakim, gurgles up from your heart. Her blessing is evoked by life, like the laughter of a baby, joyfully responding to the playful tickle of the mother's hand. Wisdom can make divine sense of anything, especially of that where logic is blinded. I swear that right now I'm being reminded about what I said about the entire field, all of the universe, all of creation endeavors to connect and communicate with all of us. It's just whether or not we allow ourselves to stop being distracted by everything else in the whole system of things to allow us to see, sense, and feel it. How I revere the blessing of Al Hakim, of wisdom, for she is precious and welcome to me now and always, the dear friend who brings me such peace. A blessing of divine wisdom of Al Hakim is being ministered to your soul, watched over by Rumi himself. This is soul medicine. It is a spiritual gift of healing, prophecy, insight, and the capacity to surrender any impatient claim for what you cannot yet have. As you receive this gift, this blessing, which opens at a soul level, your attitude to life becomes more curious, more open, still, and receptive. You no longer have to drive the unfoldment of your desires into form. You rest in assurance that your daily application and effort is enough. And so is your surrender. Mental anguish is soothed, and you are able to accept the unfathomable nature of divinity in its expression of itself as life. And all of life around us, all of creation, in my view, is us endeavoring to communicate with ourselves. You become comfortable with the reality that the price of being closer to the divine is the giving up of your need to always understand. Well, that's a true statement right there, because I was one of them that absolutely had to understand everything. I really wanted to understand everything. From this place of increasing stillness, great activity will flow. You shall become capable of being the surrendered vessel to the guiding divine hand, and truly great contributions to the human soul evolving can occur through you. So much will simply emerge, erupt, pulsate, and emanate out of you. And yet you will feel within as though you are doing nothing at all, even whilst so much is happening through you. Such holy paradox shall become your daily experience. I kind of feel like that already in many ways. Even before Jason's work came along, but it's like it's I don't know, magnified greatly ever since then. You may feel unexpectedly, perhaps, that in some ways your vision for your life and your purpose, your divine passion, is clearer than ever before, and in other ways completely unknown to you. Yep. A discovery yet to be made. That is as it should be. Wisdom bestows upon us the sane capacity to work with the opportunities that are right before us, to release situations and circumstances that have passed, desire to control other people, perhaps, uh, circumstances that have passed, and to allow the future to take its shape according to the ineffable timing of life itself. This oracle comes with special guidance for you. If you are uncertain about an issue in your life, be at peace. There is divine healing that can occur most readily in the unknowing. Follow the sacred honoring ritual, which I never do, but if you feel drawn and you really want to know what it is, reach out to me, consciousconversationscentral@gmail.com. Or if we're friends on Facebook, feel free to send me a private message. I'm happy to send you a picture of it. I just feel like if you're going to do a ritual, make it your own. That's the best way to do anything, because then you know what you mean by the words and the actions that you are taking, not somebody else's creation, your own. So that's the only reason I don't share those. And know that all indeed is well, beloved soul. Perhaps you are journeying very deep indeed, and your allegiance to your intellectual mind is softening in favor of allegiance to your heart knowing. Well, that was a big undertaking for me because I really had quite an intellectual mind, I feel, and still do to some degree, not going to lie. But that too, I am aware is part of programming and conditioning. You may find yourself craving different company with different interests, or finding the world of opinions and debate rather less to your liking. Well, that's been true for some time. And the worlds of creative expression more nurturing and nourishing to your essence. If this is the case, this oracle comes as confirmation to trust in the changes you feel within, in any and all ways, no matter how insignificant or dramatic they may seem. Know that they are seedlings of a new way that shall grow from one step into an entirely new and more sacred orientation of your life. You will not necessarily have any idea how that will happen or what it will look like. This matters not. The acorn becomes the oak because that is its innate destiny. It happens without any active participation apart from a willingness to grow through life. So it is with the precious blooming now happening within your soul. To know less can bring the greatest gift and blessing of all, to be able to love and therefore live more freely. This oracle also comes with special guidance to bring you peace. Look to the old ways, to the ancient wisdom teachings that run as one vein of life, giving love through all traditions. The old wisdoms teach of cycles, of timing, of letting go to allow for new life to happen, and of the greater intelligence and scheme of life to which we must surrender if we are ever to know even a moment's peace. The fire in your belly is a beautiful aspect of you. Just let it be the breath that swirls around and through the heart that ignites it, not the passing huffing and puffing of the impatient mind. For when the fire in the belly is fanned by the breath of the heart, you shall have peace and dynamic movement, restful stillness, and soul inspired action all at once. You shall become one with the living, holy paradox, and the healing power of your love shall know no bounds. Wow. I can't unsee this today in a huge way for me, mostly because I was talking about the entire field communicating with me, right? With all of us, really. It's just whether or not we can see it, sense it, feel it, whether we allow it to speak to us. It's there always. Again, I was the world's worst at feeling like I had to control everybody and everyone around me. Again, especially when there's been all different kinds of abuse in a situation. There was physical abuse, there was verbal abuse, there was psychological abuse in most of my marriages. And so trying to control everything was the only way that I thought I could get any peace. So surrendering that, I mean, just the word surrender, listen, when I first started this quest and my housemate, Lisa Flamino Rush and BZ Rieger both talked about, well, you got to surrender that. The word surrender, I had a problem with because that meant letting down my guard. That meant, and I had worked long and hard to make myself safe in a lot of ways. So there was a lot of programming and conditioning attached to even that for me, that I am just now seeing and sensing and feeling in a different way for myself. So I hope this was helpful for you. I know it was for me. I want to thank over on Sassy Seer Sheila. There's been a huge influx of subscribers because Jason has been sharing the videos of his work on his page. And I highly recommend that you be subscribed to both places. Sassy Seer Sheila is my standalone channel. New Light Streaming Love is a collaborative effort, both with myself, my housemate Lisa Flamino Rush, and Crystal J. Hemphill, who is also known as Journey Into It. Right now, those two ladies have been moving through some really difficult health challenges, and so they are not as active on the channel. However, I am uploading in both places, but sometimes I forget. There's a lot of work involved in doing that. And so if you want to make sure, and a lot of times I go live over there, but not over here. There's no way for me with Zoom to broadcast to both places live at once. StreamYard allows that, but I don't know how to operate StreamYard, number one. Number two, I think it actually costs more than, and they don't have a way for me to be able to record and save it to my laptops when I have conscious conversations. So I don't think that's going to happen. So it's just easier for all of us if you really want to follow along with what I'm doing to make sure you're subscribed in both places. So I will make sure that there's a link in the show more section so that you can make sure you're subscribed to Sassy Seer Sheila. If you are watching this on Sassy Seer Sheila and you've not heard of New Light Streaming Love, there will be a link to New Light Streaming Love as well. And I highly recommend that you go over there and subscribe because there has been a lot of work that Crystal did over there. And Lisa will be doing some more things coming up. And so I guess that's it for now. I appreciate you guys so much. I hope that you will move towards that which brings you the greatest joy in each moment that presents itself to you. Because the greatest joy really is just a matter of perspective and your perception of your perspective in the moment. Until we meet again, my friends, be well.